Hey there, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Fantasy for the Ages, the show where my son and I get together and talk about fantasy, science fiction, and all kind of nerdy stuff we feel like. But this is not one of those usual shows. Today, we're here for our monthly game show, This or That, Wheel of Time style. And I'm glad you're here. We're going to have a lot of fun with this show. Whether you're here with us live or you're watching this afterwards, thoroughly hope you enjoy it, and show us you enjoy it by hitting that like button and considering subscribing to our channel. We'd love to continue to have you with us to entertain. In case you are not familiar with this game, here's how it works. I will be sharing two options regarding people, places, and things related to the Wheel of Time. Our contestants will need to choose this one or that one between those options, and they will hold up their choice on the screen in front of the camera, but with the answer not revealed. You'll just see they've made their pick. I will call on them one at a time, and they will reveal their answer and tell us why. And that's where a lot of the fun comes from. We encourage you in the chat, do the same. Go ahead and comment on what you'd like, which one you'd pick. Have some fun with us. If you're watching this afterwards, do it there too and see how well you match up with what our contestants come up with. This is a drinking game, so people will have something to drink with them. We'll talk about that in a moment, but I'll tell you what I've got right now. I did make a cocktail. You know, we like to craft some cocktails on this show, and I made a Corpse Reviver. As odd as that name is, it's actually a classic drink from the 1930s. It's delicious. Gin, Cointreau, Lillet Blanc, a little dash of absinthe gives it a smell of black licorice, and then a bunch of lemon juice. So that's my fun for today. So anytime that our contestants all guess the same answer, they all pick this or they all pick that, they're going to have to take a drink. I get a point for that. That's how I win this game. But if they do not agree, two have picked this and one has picked that, however it works out, that's where whoever picked the one option gets a point. And I have to drink. And, you know, people are free to drink whenever they want to, whatever you feel like. We will play this game for about an hour and see where the points fall out. There's no massive prizes here. We're just having fun, but somebody's gonna win, and we'll see where that works out. So let me bring in our guests here now and see what fun we're gonna have today. So first up, we've got Joe, Flamingo Sedai. How you doing today?
Pretty good.
Excellent. Yeah. Then Glenn, the Geeky Hippie, is with us. Hey, Glenn.
Hey there. Long time no see.
That's right. That's right. And then GleePerson Twitch is up on the screen now, too. How you doing, Twitch?
I'm doing amazing. How you doing, Jim?
I am amazing because all three of you are here to play the game today. This is going to be fun. So, Joe, what should people know about you? Anything you want to share with all the people everywhere?
You can find me on several different Discords. Milky or Talk, sometimes Way of Belief. I'll pop in the Dust of Wheel occasionally. Sort of wherever, mostly on Discord.
Absolutely. Awesome. Glenn, what should they know about you?
I run a couple of YouTube channels. I've got What the Adaptation, where we review adaptations from one medium to another medium. Currently, we're doing Season 3 of The Witcher, and after that, we'll be doing Season 2 of The Wheel of Time. I also have Non-Terrestrial Half-Life, where Bill, also known as Matt Stagger, the two of us were middle-aged nerds rereading books we read in the first half of our life and seeing if they hold up and discussing them. So, and we're just about to start the Rift War Saga by Raymond B. Feist.
Awesome. I love that one, which is part of why I'll be coming on to help talk with your people about that one. Yeah. Awesome. Twitch, what should they know? What would you like to say?
Well, I once had a Wheel of Time first time reader podcast, but we had to put a hold on it because life just got busy, and hopefully
it was really good. I really enjoyed that show.
It was fun. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I've kind of lost touch with the community over the past like half year or so. Just how life goes.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited to be here, and I'm excited for season 2 to come out. And oh yeah, that's me.
All right. Well, we're glad to have you here with us today, and we are going to have a really good time. I have no doubts here. So let's go ahead and get this game started. I'm going to put up our first prompt. Let's see what I got here. All right. So as with all of these, there's going to be this thing where you've got to figure out which of these options you would pick. And think it through. I've got some sound effects I'm going to play while you think, if I can make that work right. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But then you're going to hold up your option. Remember, don't show us which one you've picked until I call on you. I've got you in order on the screen. That's the order you're going to go this time. And then we'll rotate through everybody. But so here, your choice. You could have Talmanes as your wingman. Or you could have Tom Marilyn as your bartender. Which one would be the option you'd want to go with? Think it through. All right.
I'm loving this music.
Thank you. Thank you. It's an original piece. Thanks to GarageBand. And that's when you know you're almost out of time if you're still thinking.
It fits the theme very well.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Oh, apparently I have to pause so the music starts over. Okay, so Flamingo Sedai, which one did you go with, this or that?
I had to go with this.
Tell us why. Why
Because
are you picking Talmanes?
I'm assuming Tom as a bartender would be one bar only. You only go to one place. You only see one group of people. Talmanes, however, can bring you to whatever place you want to go.
That's a fair pick. He's you got him everywhere.
And it's Talmanes. I mean, the man likes reading books.
There's a lot to love about Talmanes. All right, Glenn, how about you? Okay, all right. We've got one this, now we've got a that. Tell us why you're picking Tom as your bartender.
Tom as bartender is kind of epic, and it just it's like, what was that Tom Cruise movie where he was a bartender?
Cocktail. Yes.
It's like Cocktail on steroids. Because what Tom could manage would blow away everything they did in that movie. So it would be not only going to get great drinks, but you're going to be entertained watching those drinks be made.
His sleight of hand, his abilities with juggling and stuff. Yes. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Next level bartending. Well done. All right. So this means it's in Twitch's control as to who's going to get the point. Because whoever, it matches up with, well, the other person gets a point this time. What'd you pick, Twitch?
So I actually kind of agree with both Joe and Glenn. I want Talmanes as my wingman because he's loyal. He's funny as hell. He's just, he's just an altogether. Oh God, he's so hilarious. Man. And but come on, Tom, like Glenn said, Tom being a bartender would be epic. So ideally, I'd have Talmanes as my wingman, and we'd go into Tom's bar. But for this, yes. I went with Talmanes as my wingman.
All right. So we got the Geeky Hippie getting a point this time. That's how it works. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Oh, also, Glenn DM'd me earlier and said if I let him win, he'll give me $50. So.
Oh, you weren't supposed to say that.
Well, I drink in honor of Glenn's point. And that is a delicious cocktail. So I am glad to do that for you. Not a problem. Nicely done with that first one. We did have some great comments in the chat here. We've got Sean thinking Gleeman makes a natural mixologist. So yeah, why wouldn't you want to go that route, right? Or
I mean, I would definitely take Tom with me. Yeah.
Stop cheating, Joe.
Well, and of course, Joe's adding his thoughts in the chat too, so we get. He'd be so picky about the pours, and he'd measure them all. It has to be right. Okay. All right, that was well done. That was a good way to start. I start with an easy one, though, for you. Okay, so these are going to get a little more tricky and interesting as we go forward. So let's move to our second one. This is Snakes and Foxes. Now, we're talking about the game here. Okay, you could play Snakes and Foxes or Stones. You have these two simple game choices. Both are featured. Which would you be picking? And of course, you got to think of and why. We've got some people in chat cheering you guys on, coming up with their ideas. Again, when I see good ones there, I'll put them up on the screen.
So we could be playing with anyone.
Almost out of time. Looks like everybody has their answer. Okay. So this time we start with Glenn the Geeky Hippie. What do you think? What did you pick?
I went rat again.
All right, you're playing
You have
Stone.
no... Unless you cheat, we all know you don't win at Snakes and Foxes. I don't like to cheat playing games, but Stones at least have a marginal chance, a fraction of a fraction of a fraction chance at beating an opponent, especially one who knows what they're doing. But yeah, Stones definitely any day.
Okay. You
I don't
like
trust
the
the Snakes
chance
and
to
Foxes.
win, and you don't want to cheat. That
Yes.
sounds legit. I appreciate that. Twitch, how about you?
So I'm actually a bit of a chess player, and so Stones is more like attractive to me, but I
Yeah.
also like to win. So I went with this thinking that everybody else would choose that.
Strategy. I like it. That's really well done. And it means
Yeah,
I'm going to
thinking
end up
about it.
drinking again. That happens a lot on this show. But okay, we've got one for this. We've got one for that. Joe, bring it home. What you got?
Oh, you son of a
Yes.
gun.
Because Snakes and Foxes sounds way more interesting than Stones.
It does
Yeah.
sound it, doesn't it?
There's more strategy to it.
Right. I mean, even when Twitch says Stones is more like chess, some people are like, yeah. And as soon as you describe it that way, yeah. So Snakes and Foxes, more interesting. I always think of Chutes and Ladders when I see Snakes and Foxes. So
Yes.
Yeah.
a lot more action happening there anyway, right? Okay, so that was another point for Glenn the Geeky Hippie. Is moving up. It's got a 2-point lead on everyone already. Wow. It doesn't always happen so fast that way, but cool. Another good
Strategic.
comment by Sean here.
Did you pay Joe too?
He's paying me 200 actually.
What? You told me 50?
Yeah, he
I feel
bargained really
good.
hard. He bargained really hard.
I feel. I don't feel good about that. I'm just kidding.
All right. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'd want to play either of those games very long.
Yeah.
I've played Go. It's kind of hard.
Yeah, makes your brain
It's
hurt after a
interesting,
while.
though.
Yeah. All right, let's try another one. This choice is One Night in Shedder Logoth. When it was still a thing. This is a good time to point out that spoilers may happen, people, as you're watching this. We don't go deep into plots, but occasionally we might make a comment that you could read into. So if you haven't read all of the Wheel of Time, you've been warned. So spend one night in Shader Logoth, or 1 week, spend 1 week training with Demandred. So come up with your ideas. And of course, why?
So if this helps, the wheel time weeks are 10 days, not 7. I don't know. Okay.
Sorry, I just can't help but dance to this groovy beat, man.
It's kind of fun, you know? We do try to improve as we go. Last month it was twice as long, and I went, that's a little too long.
Yeah.
It looks like you all were able to come up with your ideas. All right, so Twitch, you get to go first this time. What do you think?
You know, I like to put myself in a dangerous situations to see how I would do. So the one night in Shader Logoth is attractive to me because that seems like the ultimate challenge. But
Okay.
I also feel like training with Demandred for a week would be very beneficial.
Wow. All
Don't ask me
right.
how that would be beneficial, but
If you survive it, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm thinking this is, well, I shouldn't say my opinions because we got to see what the others think, but you like danger. I think you've gone danger either option here.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
All right, so there's a vote for that. Flamingo Sedai, what do you have?
Really, I had no choice.
One night in Shader Logoth. I
So
feel like
you
it's a song.
might-
One night
no.
in Logoth. And okay, sorry.
Man, it might have had.
And the mist comes chasing.
know,
Nice. Thank you. Good finish. So, why?
Okay. It's only one night, and we know it's been survived before.
Precedent.
We
Okay.
don't know if anyone has trained with Demandred and survived. What are you training with? How are you training? You know, it's a lot of questions with that one. But Shadow Logoth, that's a known quantity.
Okay. So go with the thing that's definitely survivable because we've seen it done.
And I would take more in with me.
I didn't say you couldn't take people. You're right. You're right. Good thinking. Good thinking. All right. So this time, Glenn, you're deciding who's going to get a point, and it's not going to be
Yeah.
you this time. Hey.
I know. I don't. So 1 week training with Demandred, yeah, it would be really, really beneficial. I mean, channeling, sword fighting, who knows what else? You know, and one night in Shadow Logoth, you know, that's just 8 hours and you're done. You know, from dusk till dawn, you know, 8 9 hours.
Great movie, by the way, from Dusk
Yeah.
Till Dawn.
Oh,
But then I got to thinking, yeah, it's dangerous working with Demandred, but I'm good at talking my way out of trouble. So I'm going to go with that. A week training with
Okay.
Demandred. You can't
All
talk
right.
your way out of trouble with Shadow Logoth.
All right. All right.
Sure.
Yeah, you get cornered by Mashadar. It doesn't matter how fast you talk. It's done. It's done. So, all right. Well, Joe, you bring home the point this time. You're on the board. Yes.
By the way, he already paid me the $200, so it doesn't matter if I win.
Yeah, I still
You
have
can
to send you the
sabotage
check, Twitch.
yeah,
He demanded cash up front and he bargained really hard.
I'm rethinking this whole alliance we had once upon a time, Glenn. I don't know about you anymore.
And
Well, I drank for you guys again. That's what was called for. It's
drink.
been such a sacrifice.
We're gonna get Jim drunk tonight.
Oh man, I'd have to drink a lot more of those.
I'm kidding.
Okay. Next up,
It's going to be a really long game.
you've become Berlane. We won't discuss the theories, the physics, the probabilities, but somehow you have become Berlane. That's your first option. Or you've become Fail. These are your two choices. You are now either Berlane or Fail. Which one do you choose? I personally like this one because there are so many people who can't stand either of them. So it's like, Me personally, I like them both. Always have. But it's contentious. I'll be interested to see which way you go. And as you're trying to figure out which way the other two are going. You can always change your mind until the horn blows. All right, we're back to you, Joe, to kick things off. Which one did you pick? That. All right, why did you pick Fail?
Part of it was because of what happens at the end. She, more territory. She's, I feel like, a stronger monarch.
Okay, you like how
And
she's set up.
She's
All right.
been through a lot. She has a lot of day-to-day survival skills. She grew up on the border, the light border. Whereas Berlin grew up in Mayan fighting Tyr, and Trollocs were a myth.
Okay. All right. So, in a sense, you feel she's got more character, more strength, more overall. If you're going to be stuck with one, you want to be her.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Fair enough. Logical. How about you, Glenn? What'd you go with?
This
Another one where we
Berlin.
disagree. Okay, you're going
Yes,
with Berlin.
Berlin.
Tell us
I
why.
Yeah, Fael ends up, basically the queen of the whole nation, but Berlin's the one who's actually in charge of me. She is the first, and she's kind of a badass throughout the series. She worked kind of like Cleopatra is supposed to have worked, except she didn't sleep with the guys that she seduced. She leads these guys on and gets what she wants out of them. And she's pretty smart and wily. I mean, she kept tiny little Mayene independent from Tyr for how long? And she was in her early 20s, I believe, at this point we meet her. And Fael, too many people hate Fael. And
there is that.
I wouldn't want to be like one of the most. I mean, Berlin has a lot more fans, especially the Aiel. She's got the Aiel backing.
Yeah, true.
Her plays. So yeah, I'd go Berlin.
I can see your point there. Do you take the one where a lot of people like her and others are jealous of her, or the one that others just can't stand? Okay, you go with Berlin. Fair enough. All right, Twitch, you're deciding who gets the point again. And man, this means you're not getting a point again. We gotta get you on the board at some point.
I know. I'm quite annoyed.
But what
I should have been the one paying out the money here. First of all, I get where the haters come from, but I disagree with them on both of these characters. I think they're both problematic in their own ways, but I also think they're both extremely well-written, strong female characters.
Yes.
And neither of them have the ability, like a lot of the strong female characters in the Wheel of Time have the ability to channel, right? They have this extra power. Neither of these two women do. So they're both amazing. Yes, they're both also problematic, but looking past that. So basically for me, it came down to who would I rather end up with in the end, Glad or Parrot?
There.
And I'm sorry,
angle.
I'm going for looks all the way, and I'm saying even with one arm, Glad is the one I want to be with.
That's very fair. I like it. Good reasoning. But that means Flamingo Sedai just took on another point.
To be fair, there are no characters in the Wheel of Time that aren't problematic at some point or something.
Well, that's fair. Absolutely. We love it for its complexity. Yep, totally.
They're human.
All right.
I mean, I was just about to say, who here as a human isn't problematic every time, every once in a while.
It's authentic in that way, yeah. So, with 4 down, and you're getting shouts out there. Matt's Dagger does agree, likes your call, Twitch. Well done. Joe's got 2 points. Glenn's got 2 points. Twitch is dreaming of points. That's where we stand right now. But it's going to happen.
Joe,
we know.
Let's go for the shutout.
But I do owe you guys a drink, so here it comes. Yeah.
I'm all about distributing the points evenly until the last round.
Okay.
That has happened on this game. We've had to have tiebreakers. So
we're gonna have
We'll see.
two in a row go to Twitch. See if it works that way.
could
Let's
happen.
see if I can get 2 in a row.
Well, here's our next opportunity for points. You have the option between humility training with Nynaeve. I'm sure she'd be a good teacher. She knows she'd be a good teacher. Or confidence lessons from Perrin. He's going to do the circuit, teach people how to be more confident. Which will you pick?
Is this like a case of if you can't do, you teach instead?
Sure seems like it with both of these. It's kind of, I think, where my mind went. Yes. And you think of, how much easier both their lives would have been if she'd been a little more humble, if he'd had a little more confidence. Dude, you can do this. Yeah, it's like, yeah. But now they will teach, and we will be their students. All right, you both seem to be certain here we're going. So here's the horn, and let's figure this out. So I believe, I should mark these down better, but I believe Glenn is the first one going this time. So what do you think, sir? Which way?
Perrin's a really awesome guy. I'd love to hang out with Perrin, spend some time with Perrin. Nynaeve, she's pretty awesome once you grow up, or once you get towards the end of the books, whichever happens first. In my case, it happened at the same time. But confidence lessons from Perrin, obviously, that's not something he'd be good at. Humility training with Nynaeve either. So it comes down to who would I rather spend time with? Well, I'll be honest, I kind of developed a crush later in life on Nynaeve, so I'll say this. Just to be around her.
Just to be around Nynaeve. There you go. You are confident you want to be around her humility. Twitch, what do you say? Which way did you fall?
I mean, I gotta think that both of these classes would just be hilariously entertaining, either way you went, right? But I kind of want to see how Perrin teaches how to sniff, how to identify other people's, emotions by smelling and then interpret them, because he always interprets them correctly, right? So I'm gonna go with Perrin on this one.
All right, there it is. So we've got one for this, we've got one for that, and Joe will be anointing points, and it could go to Twitch. We have a chance. What did you do, Joe? Yeah,
He's on the board.
You know what?
Tell us why. Humility training with Nynaeve, though. Go for it.
Okay, I say this. I mean, it's Nynaeve. We all know the reason why Nynaeve, but the real reason is I think she gets the lesson humility a little bit better than Perrin gets confidence. So that's I feel like she might have something to actually teach. A personal story, perhaps.
There you go. Once you get far enough in the journey, I think you've got a point. So good job. And Twitch is on the board now. Well done, people. Good points again. I'll toss up one comment from Matt Stagger here. A different perspective on humility training. I that was entertaining. She humbles everyone around her.
You didn't specify who it was for.
That's right. I did not. Well done. Well thought. Keep it coming at us, live chat. All right. Next up. This is an interesting one. Your options is to have a shaved head in Shanshan.
Oof.
You know what that means. Or have a tattooed face in Shara. Very different implications between these two. Joe's like, I got this one. I don't even have to think about it.
I thought about it first.
Twitch is pondering, though. All right, he thinks he knows. Again, could be what you've got, but maybe you want to change your mind. You know, what's going to get you the point? Wait, this round, what's going to get Twitch the point? That's what we're working on, right?
I mean,
Isn't it?
screw
That
what
was
I
Joe's
really
plan.
want, you know?
Everybody signed up for that.
I hope he gets it.
I want to hear your reasoning on this one. This is going to be good. Here comes the horn. All right, Twitch, you actually start us off here. So,
it's basically like, do you want to be like part of the royal family and in charge of everything, but also constantly spoilers, okay, right?
yep. Yep.
Also, like you'd have to watch your back because you could be, plotted against and assassinated any second. Tattooed face means that you're a powerful handler, but you're also basically owned property, right? So really it just went down to what would Joe and Glenn rather do, and I'm guessing they'd rather be shaved heads and seances, so I went with the tattooed face and Shara. I might be wrong.
We're making the strategy move.
You never know.
All right, that was fair. Let's see how it fell. Joe, what did you do? This.
Hey.
All right, so far so good, but why?
For the simple reason that a tattoo is more permanent than a shaved head.
That is true. You can grow the hair out.
And
I see in chat, no way I'm cutting my hair, but it can come back.
And you also do
It does.
too. So it's a win-win.
There you go.
This is my fifth long hair. So the fifth time I've been a long hair. It comes back.
Okay. All right. So, Glenn, what did you pick?
Tattooed face and Shara is a rough one. What guys only live 21 years, and then they're killed.
Yeah.
Sean
But they gotta
Chan,
have a lot of sex before that.
They do. They
Yeah.
really do.
Man.
But there's a
Sean
hard
Chan,
finish line.
everybody, they all think you're royal family and all that, and or that you're trying to pretend to be, and so they're going to come after you to kill you. But there's a real easy fix to that, which you don't have with the Shara. And Shara, a mask isn't going to help, but a wig and Sean Chan, it would help.
So there you go. You have more options in Sean Chan. All right. Twitch, that's another point, man. The plan was successful.
It happened?
2-2-2.
I didn't even try.
We're not actually planning this.
I mean, that's good. You just did what
or did we?
This is all spontaneous.
You felt led to, and it worked.
The best like cheating crimes is when we tell everybody we're cheating and then make them think we're all joking, right?
Exactly.
I just drank for you guys.
We worked this out backstage before we restarted.
So I will say 6 rounds so far, I've had to take a drink 6 times. You guys are free to drink whatever you want, but you've never yet had to drink because you just continue to think diversely. But maybe this next one is the time you're going to all fall on the same one. I like this next one. And here we've got your choice between Ashaman, kill, or kneel, or you will be knelt.
Ooh.
2 powerful lines, very close together in the story. Oof. Which one do you go with? Have fun. Joe is set. He's got it. All right. And Joe will be leading us off this time, so we'll see.
Very morbid choice, no matter how.
I love it.
I don't know.
So by this point, you know how long you have. I have a clear favorite in this one. But they're both great lines. This is the next book Zach and I will do in our show. We're getting close to being done with the Fires of Heaven. And here we come.
Nice.
Lord of Chaos.
You're in the middle of the best Wheel of Time books.
Yeah, they're good stuff, for sure. All right, Joe, which way did you go?
This.
Tell us why Ashaman
the-
Kill is your choice.
The thought of someone kneeling before me is disgusting.
So you'd
Apparently
rather
more disgusting than
just
Ashaman.
like a blender of guts and
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the meat churn is less untasteful than someone kneeling. Okay. We each feel as we feel. All right, so we've got one vote for this. Glenn, the Geeky Hippie, what do you have?
It should be pretty clear with my name what I want to pick. I'm not going to say to kill.
All right,
kill.
so it's all love, man. It's all peace and love.
Kneel or be knelt. Oh, well, so what? I knelt before you. I don't give a crap. It's kneeling. So what? You might think you're still ruling over me, but I don't care. I just kneeling for show. You don't need to know what's going on in here. So
Resistance is all there still. You don't own me. Okay.
And now Twitch gets a point.
So
We're gonna find out.
Both of these. Well, I'm not going to get a point no matter what. It's either going to be you or Joe.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, that's right.
But for me, like both of these lines, first of all, are delivered by a disgusting, awful human being who happens to be one of my favorite villains in the entire series. And they're both. I mean, kneel or you will be knelt. He's not ordering anybody to die, but it's still like a very demeaning, very non-consensual act, So like they're both disgusting lines. So for me, when I read the lines, which one is more powerful for me? Which one sends the shivers down my back? And it's definitely kneel or you will be knelt.
Wow. Okay. So you go with that, which gives the point to Flamingo Sedai.
To be fair, I was talking about a cockroach infestation, so I don't know what you guys were talking about.
Oh, that's great. Ashaman Kill would have been my choice as well, simply because it's such a tide-turning moment. I mean, they both are, but this one comes first.
Yeah.
This one comes first, just wow. The power of the Ashaman displayed.
I'll tell you, the first time I read the books, that line affected me more than the other one because I didn't realize the implications. But on rereads,
that's very true.
The kneel or will be knelt, that has many more implications going forward. That is spread throughout many different plot lines as well. So
great conclusion to what I consider the best trilogy of Wheel of Time books. Shadow Rising, Fires of Heaven, Lord of the Chaos. Yeah. It's like the best trilogy in the world, in my opinion. Not just in the Wheel of Time. I think if you look at it as a trilogy.
I've never looked at it as a trilogy before, but there's a lot of sense to that. That does make sense. The second trilogy. Really, the way they're structured. Yeah. Oh, wow. Nice.
When I read it, the first time, I really didn't remember the end of the book. It didn't never stood out to me the first time. It was just this horrifying. Obviously, it was a power change moment, as Matt Steger pointed out, but it didn't stand out. It's like, another horrible thing is happening.
When I read it the first time, both lines were jaw droppers.
And
then it got worse because after the first one, then you're seeing what the Ashaman do, and I'm just like,
wow.
I don't. And that's something I'm not looking forward to make the show doing, but I'll watch it. I'm just not looking forward to it.
My first time reading Lord of Chaos, I remember it felt like, oh, come on, can we have something happen finally? I mean, there was a lot of time where just, okay, Rand's in a box. And even before that, Rand's just captive and nothing's really happening. But then when something really happens, oh my Lord, a lot of stuff happens there. That's huge.
I'm not going to lie, Glenn, like looking at, like if you split the series up into trilogies, that means it has like one of the best trilogies of all time in 4, 5, and 6. And then your next trilogy is 7, 8, 9. Oh man!
No, ends at 11. 5 books.
9, 10, 11. Okay.
Oh, no. I like 7, 8, 9 there because then you've got 7 and 8 and at least 9 ends strong.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a lot of.
It's a lot of little, and then 10. Yeah.
10 is
Yeah.
Yeah, we can go on and on, but that is not what this episode's about.
Okay, sorry, we keep getting off track.
No, this is not
That's
off
what makes
track.
it fun.
It's the
Rails?
tangents that
What are
are the
these?
fun. Yes. But let's try another one. Let's see what we got here. So here's our next option.
Rails.
You could choose Moraine's listening trick. Yeah, she got her little thing to channel through in a sense and be able to eavesdrop, or have Min's visions.
Oh.
These are your choices. And it's
Is
not as easy
having-
as it might think.
Or
But so-
experiencing?
You have the ability to have experiences, or you have the ability to use Moraine's listening trick. That is something you can do. Which one do you go with? It's like the longer you think about this one, actually, the harder it becomes to be sure. There's different implications of each.
Ooh, flute in there, so happy. I love it so much. I want this to be the theme song of my life.
Nice, nice. Except when it ends with a horn.
I mean, even the horn's quite pleasant.
Okay. All right. Very good. All right. So Geeky Hippie is up this time to start us off. So what you got?
Well, Min's visions are pretty awesome. I won't deny that. But she then also sees who's going to die, and she knows they're going to die. Sometimes how they're going to die. Whereas if I had this, Maureen's listening trick, I could break some ethical rules and spy on people and get information and secrets. And we all know information is power. You know, secrets are worth money in that kind of world. So, yeah, totally Maureen's listening trick. I would just be a little bit less ethical with it.
Yeah, you're getting a little farther away from the Geeky Hippie name with that choice, but
Yeah,
I'm not hurting you.
that was
You're a little bit more like chaotic neutral as opposed to chaotic good.
Chaotic
I think,
good.
going on here.
Chaotic good with lawful neutral tendencies
We
is
might-
how I used to define it.
We might need to do an alignment check here. I don't know. man.
roll for initiative. Okay. Fair. Twitch, where did you fall?
So, like, you claim that you could make some good money with Marie's listening trick, dude. You could make a freaking killing with Min's vision. So, by that rationale, which wasn't my original rationale, but I'm adopting it anyways because you use it, I'm going with that.
Okay. All right. There it is. So we've got to vote for this. We've got to vote for that. And Joe is going to decide who gets the
Have-
point.
They vote for this.
Tell us why, Joe. Why?
Min's visions seem like something cool to see or interesting to see, but you can't do anything about it. Whereas listening trick is a tool.
Yes. Yes. See, I'm with you on that one. I would go with Moraine's listening trick because Min's helpless. She sees what she sees. She can never stop it. She can't change it, and she can't do anything
She
about
can't
it.
turn it off, right? Yeah.
Right? Whereas Moraine, it's a tool. That was a good term. It's a tool. And so Min's visions are more powerful, but Moraine's is more useful, perhaps. Still, it was tricky. It was tough. All right. So Twitch got a point, which means we now have, as I'm looking at these things, Flamingo Sedai with 3 points, and Twitch now with 3 points, and Glenn the Geeky Hippie is looking from below with 2. But this is still anyone's game. This is still close, and we still have time for a few more rounds. So,
All right. So now it's Glenn's turn to win.
yeah, trying to keep it even. All right, fair. So our next one. This one's fairly simple. I don't think you'll struggle too much with your options here. You could choose to live in the Age of Legends or live in the Fourth Age. Which one would you go with? And we're like firmly in, not like at the end or right at the beginning. Let's say firmly in the Age of Legends or the Fourth Age. What's your pick? And I'm drinking for you for the last one because I hadn't done it yet. Yeah, we're just skipping the third age altogether, where we spend almost all of our time in the Wheel of Time series. All right, I see options. People are sure. Now, are they picking what they really think? Are they strategizing? That's where it all comes down here. We'll find out here in just a moment. And this one, we are starting with GleePerson Twitch. What do you think you would pick?
I mean, we know the Age of Legends was amazing.
Yes.
But was it amazing for poor folk, or was it just amazing for the like rich and powerful? But we don't know what the fourth age is going to be like if Avienda's vision is.
Please no. Please no.
Like any validation, the Aiel's future is fairly bleak and dreary. But honestly, this is the one that I thought all three of us would probably choose the same one. So that's kind of what I was going for, because even though I'm drinking non-alcoholic beer, I still want a chance to freaking drink. So I went with Age of Legends, kind of hoping that everybody else would too.
I love it. I love it. All right, Joe, how about you? What did you pick?
We all know what happened.
Oh, right away, it's busted. Tell us why the fourth age is your choice.
I feel like the fourth age is, despite that one vision, we don't know what will happen, so anything could happen. Age of Legends, it was this utopia that really wasn't a utopia.
Do you really want to live in a world where Kasuan is Emerald Seed? I mean, come on.
That's the thing that did it for you.
I'm kidding. I love Kasuan.
I see in the chat, fourth age is going to be better than third, but still messy.
Yeah, I agree it would be messy, but I guess I don't want to live in the past. I want to live in the future.
Okay. All right. So we've got a this, we've got a that, and Glenn is going to decide who gets a point. Unfortunately, it won't be you again.
Yep. I thought somebody was going to do strategery and go a certain way, so I voted a certain way. I went with Age of Legends because I thought the other two would both go with the fourth age, because I thought GleePerson Twitch was going to calculate that everybody else would do this, and then they would do this, and then he would do this. It's that rabbit hole we can go down. I'm not going to.
Yeah.
Calculating your calculations and recalculating.
Yeah. I calculated wrong. But in honesty, I probably would say I really would rather the Age of Legends. That's the only time period of the Wheel of Time that I would want to visit that universe, is during the Age of Legends or one of the other ages, maybe.
Of
that
what we know.
About.
Yeah.
Right. I have a feeling there wasn't really much in the way of poor folk. I don't know. That's just the impression I got. I have no evidence to back it up from the books, but I just feel that there's probably not the disease of poverty that we have today in their world, because it seemed like they were in a post-scarcity, with the power being able to do what it can.
I always have the sense, from the little we do get from the Age of Legends, it was as close to Star Trek as the world ever got.
Exactly. I was just thinking Star Trek.
Good of common man. There's no deep reliance on we've got to just look out for ourselves.
Yeah.
So we've been told.
This was a time when they really were servants of all.
Right.
We're supposed to have been.
But like Glenn, you would have just been a Gen, right? Like you'd be one of those guys holding hands and come by.
No, my luck, I'd probably be a channeler.
All right. Well, I'm drinking again,
and have to deal with Sidene.
Hey, but that was pre-taint, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
It's still, Sidene doesn't work. I don't like the way either of the powers work.
So we have.
Personally,
this is a new record. We have yet to have a round where you all pick the same thing, and that's 9 rounds in. That is impressive.
Wow.
But Joe is sitting there at the king of the heap right now, and we'll see. We might have a winner shaping up here, but there's still time. So this next one's good. All right, your choices. To have Grendel's fashion sense, or Ravine's way with the ladies. Personally, I'm hoping this doesn't take you too long. Okay, you all have your answers pretty quick. Maybe I won't have to drink this time. We'll see. And I'm like, we don't know if we're pretty sure we're not getting all of the Forsaken in the TV show. I really want to have Grendel because I want to see how they pull her off. But I don't know. It would be an easy one to skip because of the issues.
She's the funnest, right? Like
she's the most effective.
Serious.
She's
so incredible.
Yeah, you can't. I don't like her, but you can't do it without her.
She's so fun.
Yeah.
But they could combine some of her things without some of the uncomfortable things, and
you gotta have Grendel though.
We'll see. All right. This time we're back to Flamingo Sedai for the first choice, and what do you have? This.
Because it's Grendel. She's one of the most interesting people in the books. Probably the most interesting Forsaken. She's the most effective Forsaken. She tops a lot of things. And we all know what the euphemism is for being the way of the ladies is. So remember we tried picking that one.
Mm-hmm. All right, Glenn, where'd you go?
Well, first of all, I use strategy in this one. But, I do have a reasoning with the answer I give.
Okay.
See, Ravine's way with the ladies wasn't a way with the ladies. It was just the ability to use compulsion, which is the Wheel of Time version of the Jedi mind trick. And where I'm from, Jedi use that all the time, and it's not a bad thing. So I'd rather have Jedi mind trick and just not use it to do it the way Ravine did than to have Grendel's fashion sense. Because, like Matt says in the chat, I'd look terrible in a mesh and a G-string. So,
seriously, yeah, I'm gonna put that up because there's some things that should not be seen. I agree with you on that one.
I wouldn't be there. And also, like I said, strategy, because I figured the other two would both stay away from Ravine's way with the ladies. But we'll see if I was right.
Twitch, was he right? What did you pick?
Again, both characters are pretty problematic. Right?
Yes.
Ravine straight up, that guy's gross, whereas Grendel's kind of a hot gross. And I don't know, Matt. I don't know, Matt Stagger. I kind of think I'm kind of wanting to see you in a mesh and a G-string. Kidding. But no, I went with this. I'm trying to catch Glenn up here,
And it worked.
I appreciate it.
Does that mean we're all tied still?
No, you're still in the lead.
No, you're up on them by one.
Oh.
Yep.
Now Glenn and I are tied.
But Glenn and Twitch are tied.
Honestly, I'm trying to get us all on the same page.
Okay.
And I thought we were there for a second, Glenn. But you had to be the outlier. You
guys decide who's going to get the point this next round. It's between you two.
Yeah. But
Jim.
Ooh, he needs one.
If
Jim needs a point.
He does.
I have nothing. I am so losing. Okay.
I mean, at this point, I don't want no freaking points. I want a drink.
I gotta say, if only one of these is cut from the show, Ravine's got to go, man. We can totally do without that whole arc.
Although I really think Idris Elba would be awesome as Ravine. That's my head canon as Ravine. Him or Jimmy Smits.
Who as Ravine?
Either Idris Elba or Jimmy Smits.
Idris Elba would be awesome. I agree.
Yeah,
Idris Elba would be awesome as Grendel,
I think, though, to pull it off. But back in his prime.
No, Ravine actually had gray in his hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was described as having gray in his hair.
Yeah. Smits is getting really gray these days. But maybe that's just me. I've liked him for a long time, actually. He's
LA.
Yeah, right.
Ever since, as a kid, watching LA Law.
Yeah.
Glenn and I did an episode earlier today with somebody who's in his 20s, and the things we remember don't line up.
Wait, Jimmy Smith wasn't in LA Law, was he? He was in NYPD Blue.
He was that too. He did that after LA Law.
It's NYPD Blue, I remember, though, not LA Law. You're right, Twitch. Yeah. That's where I remember.
I only know NYPD Blue from it being on TV on whatever family member was watching, and it was playing like all the time at night.
Okay.
like 4 episodes a night here, and I'd go out and they'd be watching it.
I'm
never
sorry.
really
I just
watched that
saw
one.
Matt Stagger's comment, and I'm like, he can't play him
Right.
because he wouldn't need compulsion. It would not be
Yeah.
real. Yeah. So fair. All right.
Yeah, it's true. You would.
We've got time for one more, unless it's then tied still, and then we'll have to do a tiebreaker. Okay, so because right now Joe is in the lead, but only by 1.
I just want to get Jim drunk.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Like,
And if
I
yeah,
could go-
I didn't drink for that last one yet, so here you go.
He's not even halfway
Oh.
through his drink. He's not drunk
He
yet.
started drinking on the other show we did an hour ago.
You know, the big fat part's gone. It's just a little at the bottom now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I finished a previous cocktail. So my wife made my mojito for the earlier one, and that had 2 big shots of rum, and I added a third because that wasn't quite enough. So I already had that. And now I'm doing this one. Yeah. It is
all right, so
my hobby.
both of you get a point.
All right. So yeah, this time we'll see what happens with these options. You could be a dream walker or gifted at compulsion.
Ooh.
Those are the choices before you. Which would you rather have? You're like, am I thinking about the ethical choices? Am I thinking about what I could do with them? Am I thinking about just what would be more awesome? I mean, so many things to consider here. I see Joe confident, I see Glenn confident, and I see Twitch waffling. Which way?
Decided.
I admit I kind of struggle with this one. I'm not sure which way I'd go. All right, so this is gonna finish it if Joe wins, or if you all pick the same thing. But if Glenn or Twitch win, we have one more, because that'll mean there's a tie at the top, and we'll have one more tiebreaker. But let's see how it worked out. So, let's see. Is it Glenn first, or is it Twitch first?
I
don't remember.
I think
no
Joe
idea.
went first last time.
Okay, then my mark was correct. I wasn't sure if I'd kept up with my marks. So, yeah.
So it's on
Glenn,
me?
Yep, you're picking first this time. What do you think?
Dreamwalkers. Astral projection in your dreams, going into other people's dreams, spying on their dreams. It sounds cool, and all, but it's kind of communicating in dreams. It's kind of shifty, though, unless you have, but compulsion is shifty, too.
Yeah, I was
like I
like,
said-
shifty.
Yeah, like I said, compulsion is Jedi mind tricks. I'm a Jedi. So I'd like to keep my gift at compulsion instead of being a dreamwalker. And it's just how you use it and what you use it for.
So you would use
It's
compulsion
much-
for good, of course.
Yes.
Yes. Fair. All right, that's your logic. I like it.
The way the Jedi do.
Varen the Geeky Hippie.
That's great. I like it.
It works.
All right, Twitch, where did you go?
I mean, for all the wrong reasons, I also went with that. But first of all, I'd like to say I'm huge into free will and autonomy and consensuality and
Hater,
all that.
don't come at
but-
him.
But let's go ahead and pretend that I'm a villain in the Wheel of Time. I would like to be gifted a compulsion, and I would use it for all the wrong reasons. That's why it would be a very bad idea for me to have that talent, because I would. I couldn't help it. Like, I would just I want that, so I'm gonna compulse you to get that for me. I want that. I want this. I want, so I would be. I'm pretty sure I'm a really good person, but if you gave me superpowers, I would probably become a villain. I think I would definitely overuse them.
That sounds like a Brandon Sanderson book.
Actually, it sounds like The Boys. Have you watched The Boys on
Yes,
Amazon?
I love The Boys so much.
Yeah, it's a great show.
But
And yeah,
Sanderson actually did. There is a series Sanderson wrote that a bunch of people get superpowers.
well, the
and
Reckoner
they
series.
become-
Absolutely.
The
I
Reckoner,
love
yeah.
that series.
I couldn't think of the name of it. I've heard it's
Yeah.
good.
It is very good.
I
It's
listened-
YA, but it's still good. So
Got it up there. Haven't read it yet.
yeah, nice.
He writes books faster than a human could read them.
Oh
I
my
know,
goodness, it's
I know.
unbelievable. Unbelievable. He's like Shakespeare. Is he really
Yeah.
writing all these, or is his wife actually doing some of them? We'll never know.
She might be.
Or is Matt Hatch?
Oh,
he's now got
he's
a
now
man writing in
working
the
for
cars.
Dragonsteel, so it could happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think was it Dan Wells is now writing in the Cosmere for him.
Really?
His buddy
Really?
Dan, who's this? Yeah,
Oh,
They
wait,
announced
they
it a
paired
couple
up on
months
some
ago.
things. Yes, they have. They
Yeah,
paired up on some
they've been
things.
friends for ages, and they're both authors. And he's like,
Yeah.
"Here, write some of the Cosmere for me. I don't have time."
Nice.
That's amazing. Okay.
All right, so this is definitely the last round because both Twitch and the Geeky Hippie voted the same, so they cannot get a point. We're not going to have anyone catch Joe, but Joe, I do want to know whether y'all are drinking or me. So what did you pick?
Well, either way, I'm gonna drink because
Why not? It's there.
Drink.
That's right.
Exactly. Dream mocking's cool. Get to, go in a whole new world, see everyone's dreams, see reality for what it really is.
Sure.
Teleport. That's how Egwene figured that out. And compulsion is kind of disgusting, let's be honest. So
Yeah.
I have to go with this.
He's a dream walker. All right. And takes another
Of
point.
course.
So, booyah! Flamingo Sedai with a big win. 5 points to the 3 that both Twitch and Glenn have. And I drink again. So here it is.
Cheers.
Yeah,
I drink again, Luz Theron.
Nice. Great call. I like it.
That was fun, guys.
That was a blast. Thank you so much for having us on.
Oh yeah, it was a great time. Thank you for inviting us.
You guys were
And
awesome.
Twitch. I'll talk to you in the chat later. Might want to get you on my show, one of my shows.
Okay, yeah, that'd be great. Just let
Yeah.
me know. I'd love to. Like I said, I'm not making
It's gonna be
content
good.
anymore, but I do enjoy hopping on here and catching up with everybody.
Yeah.
I
And
told
I
you
love
before
talking
this
about the series, you know.
before this all started, I told Glenn, Twitch, you have the honor of you're the first person we ever had, you and your former podcast person. You two were the first we ever had on our show when we did a video. So
We were?
you were the
Oh.
first ones. We'd had when we did only podcasts with audio, we'd had some guests, but the first
Okay.
time we had video guests, it was you. And so
Awesome.
that's still fun. That's
Bill and I went
Yeah.
big.
Wait, when did that change? Because I found out about you guys about 2 years ago, and then at some point you had a YouTube channel. Like I was a Patreon for a while, and then suddenly you had a YouTube channel.
You came on right about the time we started switching over to YouTube, actually, Joe. Yeah, right around then. So
Yeah,
we
Bill
still
and I
have the
had-
audio, but this is where our love is on YouTube.
Yeah,
It's
fun.
fun
It's
to
more
do
fun.
stuff this way. Yeah.
Yeah, our very first guest that we had on Non-Terrestrial Half-Life, me and Bill, was Matt Hatch. We went big in the community. It's like, Matt,
Nice.
come talk Dragonlance.
Wow.
So,
I have
and
not
then
had
the
I have
episodes
not
were
had the
so much
bravery to ask Matt on yet. I've been on the Dusty Wheel, but I haven't had him on here yet. So
Well, that's
that'd
how
be
I
fun.
found out about you and Zach. So let's do the Dusty Wheel.
Awesome. Well, you guys were fantastic. That was a fun game.
Thank
This
you.
was our 3rd month we've done this, and it's another winner in the entertainment column because that's what it's all about. We love the Wheel of Time. We love to talk about the Wheel of Time, and we even like to play about the Wheel of Time.
Oh yeah.
So, thanks again, all viewers. Again, find these people. These are lovely people. So look for them on social media. They're there. Look for content when you're, especially with Glenn. He's got 2 channels out there that are putting things out. And Twitch, your podcast is still out there, right? I mean, you
Yeah, I
didn't pull
haven't taken it down.
Cleveland's
down.
Apprentice. It's still out there.
We've talked about getting back onto the horse. Like she had a baby, and then shortly after that, I moved to Utah, and then like life just got really, really crazy. So, but we've talked about joining together. I need to reach out and see if she wants to.
It could
start
always
reading
happen again.
Yeah. No,
You know-
it could. It was right. It was actually a really crappy place for us to stop. We stopped, I think, like 2 chapters in Fires of Heaven before they go down to the docks.
Oh my. Yeah, we're almost to that point now.
Yeah.
In ours, but wow.
And as far as I know, she has
right
not picked
before
the books
going to
back
the
up.
docks.
And
Oh
as
my.
far as I know,
Lord.
she has not picked the books up yet. So she still hasn't read
Just
that scene.
have her
so.
read 2 more chapters.
Yeah.
Yes.
I found if you watch enough reread shows and first-time reader shows, you can reread the books without even touching the books.
You don't
It's true.
ever have to.
Just-
You don't. Yep.
Yeah.
We have first-time readers who listen to our stuff as they read, and they're getting that experience of being a rereader while they're reading the first time. And that's beautiful. You know, there you go.
I've gotten to the point where there are some first-time reader podcasts that I still listen to. They don't even really listen to them for the Wheel of Time content. I just have enjoyed them so much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That like they could like Gus and Allie, for instance, put out a episode yesterday that had nothing to do with any books. It was all about the writer's strike and the SAG strike.
Yeah,
and I was so happy to listen to it because I just love listening to those two just banter, you know?
Good
I'll have to
content
listen to
creators.
that
That's talk around Riyadh for me.
Yep.
I like the show, and they're talking about show news, but I just like them.
Yep.
Tom, Joe,
See,
Jen, they're fun.
It's
people.
the puppets, the way of the Leaf Cast.
Ah.
Oh, and how can you not love
that
those
show.
two guys?
They
Yeah.
have shtick,
Yeah.
man. The puppet.
And they've got Tom from Dragon Mount on nowadays, and then Josh is still first time reader. He's in, I think, Crown of Swords. I think. I can't. I hate missing that. And worse is being there and then getting tired and going to sleep in the middle of it, which I have to do all the time on Tuesday nights.
Well,
and
I need to close up this episode, and then we
Yeah.
can still keep chatting a little bit. But everybody, thanks for being with us. Again, if you enjoyed this, like the episode, subscribe to our channel. We don't have puppets. We don't have those kinds of fun shtick things, but we do have cool guests who come on and do things with us. That's marvelous. And
Thank
then
you.
other episodes is just Zach and I. And I think
You guys
we're
are
kind of
pretty
fun
cool.
people too.
Yeah.
So come check us out. And we're glad you were with us today. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you next time.
Don't forget to be awesome.